Hey guys, we're coming up on Christmas and things are about to get a bit crazy. So we're going to do something a little bit different. On this episode of Carnage, we're going to show you what we deal with on a day-to-day basis here in the Carnage Workshop. It's going to be interesting. So if you're still with us, let's do a run through of what's happening in the Carnage Workshop right now. So obviously the last episode we were working on taxi and it has not changed from the episode. So this is one of the weird things, like you'd think we'd just push on and just get things done, but sometimes, you know, we're content creators, not car builders. You've got to understand that. We've got to create content, bang, 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 every week, got to create the content. And we would have loved to have got this thing fired up last week. That frigging key, everyone's like, oh, it's this, it's that. I'm telling you, it's the bloody key in this thing, because you stick the key in there and it's like stirring a spoon in porridge, and it only connects at a certain spot, and by the time you've connected, you've already moved on. So it clicks the relay, tries to start it, and you already moved away, and it disconnects, and you're just like, why don't you just start? But yeah, we need to get in and finish taxi off. But it's one of those weeks where we're flat out, so we're not going to get taxi done this week. I'd like to, but it's not going to happen that way. Everyone keeps asking about the Tirana, and we may have some ideas on that very soon. One of the major problems with the Tirana is it is a bare shell. So, being a bare shell, the choices are, make it a race car. Do we need another race car? Probably not, unless we make it a circuit car, which is something I'd love to do. But if we ever want to make it a street car, we need a whole bunch of parts to make it a street car, and we may have a resolution for that shortly, so stay tuned. We've got a black FG sedan up the back here, which is going to be a parts car for this thing when we convert it over to E85, so we need the fuel tank and everything out of that car. So that's why there's a black FG hiding up in the back. We've got obviously Superman, which runs and drives actually. It's one of the few cars that runs and drives in the shop right now, but I've taken some parts off and I have to put them back on. We might get to that in the next day or two, depends on what happens with the ute, which we'll be talking about in a sec. Lexan, again, runs and drives, but the radiator's not in it. So I've been driving it in and out of the shop without a radiator in it, because it, you know, you're only running it for like 60 seconds, so it's fine. But yeah, again, need to put the radiator back in it, so that's on the schedule of things to do this week, maybe, depending on time. And then you may have noticed Dad's ute has made an appearance back in the workshop, and that's more of a Scotty's garage thing, in that I brought it here to borrow the hoist so I could do a rebuild on the transmission. However, I haven't had time to do that because I've been doing my own other project, the 12s for 2K thing that I'm doing on Scotty's garage. But yeah, the idea is to get this up on the hoist and rebuild the transmission when I've got time. I may have moved it here too early, but I needed the space at home too, so it runs, it drives, I can move it in and out, but yeah, it's not really a Carnage thing, it's more of a Scotty's garage thing, but yeah. And then the ute. So the ute is going to be the focal point today, because Kenda's this weekend. So I'm heading over on Thursday, I'm borrowing Adam's trailer, which that is something we're going to be dealing with today as well. I need to get, I've got brand new drag radials. Whoa, look at that. Brand new Pro radials. So I've got to get these mounted on our rims. So that's our first job of today, is we've got to do a run over to Motorsport Wheels and Tyres, get these put on the rims. We're going to have to change all the rims and tyres to put it into race setup, because it's not going to be a street car for the purposes of Kenda, it's going to be a race car. So full race setup, so 17s on the front, Pro radials on the back. I've got to hook up the buttons on the steering wheel. They're installed. We have both buttons now, but they are not wired up. So I've got to wire one up to the trans brake, wire the other one up for the bump button, and then finish installing the fire system, because Telf would like that in there for Kenda as well. So that's going to be the focal point of today. But yeah, we need to do some running around. So Ford Australia have lent us an F-150 for towing to Kenda, and I'm fortunate enough that I'm actually got it until after Summernats, so I got an F-150 for a month, which is awesome. But yeah, I need to load some tyres and wheels into the back of that. And this is my life, moving stuff around. So we've got our Street Pro wheels here. They're obviously filthy from Drag Challenge. A lot of people were asking, have I got single or double bead locks at Drag Challenge? Because of the way that we're getting a full wrinkle wrap on the drag radials. They're not bead locks. They're a fake bead lock. They look awesome, but they're not a proper bead lock. But man, the wheels really worked well on Drag Challenge, I've got to say. But VPW and Street Pro are actually making some bead locks soon. I don't know if I was supposed to tell you that or not, but bead locks coming soon. Gotta love these things. Right, let's go for a drive. Oh, sliding seats and everything. So a lot of this job is non-glamorous stuff, which is, you know, doing paperwork, you know, collating receipts and invoices and all that sort of stuff, picking up stuff to go and get fitted or that we will fit to Carnage cars. And I'm not complaining, it's part of the job, you know, this is what we do. But a lot of people think it's just, you know, Hollywood in, stand in front of the camera, fit a few things, then step back and, you know, wait for a team of guys to come in and do the rest of it. I think it's pretty clear there is no team of guys to come and do the work. This is not a Discovery Channel show. You know, this is just us doing our thing. Even the roadkill guys, to their credit, you know, they've always just done the work themselves. There's no team of guys in the background ready to fill in. They've always been the guys on the ground and rolling with the punches, you know, because shit goes wrong. It goes wrong all the time. You can never predict what is going to go wrong next, and every moment is one broken bolt away from ruining an entire week's worth of work. So thankfully the workshop is based in Dandenong in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia for those that are overseas. And it is pretty centrally located amongst a lot of auto parts shops and just major distribution companies and stuff like that. Our major sponsor VPW is on the other side of the city, but their shipping is second to none. Like, we ring them up or send them an email and the stuff's generally in a bag that day and we get it the next day, so you just can't ask for better than that. So yeah, it works out pretty well. I don't think we could be situated in a better location, to be honest. And then where we are in the actual place where we are, yeah, we're very close to, you know, places like Max Performance and Haddad Racing Engines, you know, George Haddad, and then Russell Oil Pans as part of that business as well. You know, you got HPF out the back, even though we haven't used them for anything, but it's always good to have that sort of close family of automotive businesses all together there. And yeah, it's a cool location. I'm really happy with it. Ugh. I had a leaky axle seal after Drag Challenge. I've already fixed it, but the rim's coated. gotta say this F truck is awesome. It's only a turbo V6, but Jesus, it pulls like a V8. It's got 300 kilowatts, I mean, or 298 kilowatts for the train spotters. But, you know, it pulls like a V8. So now we're back in the shop. I've got to do a lot of car moving. So ute has to go out. That'll have to come out a little bit. I've got to rearrange some stuff here so I can get this ute under taxi. Probably Lexa might have to come out so I can put the ute on the hoist actually. So many car movements. Anyway, ute out first. Glamorous. It's a little bit loud because I knocked the exhaust off while loading it on and off the trailer. Sorry taxi, you're going to have to wait another week or so. So a couple of weeks ago we fitted this steering wheel and these two buttons. So what we're going to do is hook up the button here is going to be our trans brake. So we're taking it off the button that was originally our trans brake on the shifter. So we're moving it up to the steering wheel. So I need to connect this wire to this wire. That's pretty simple, just got to put a connector on it. And then on the other side, this will be our bump button. And so I need to connect this across to the ECU. So when we activate this, it activates the trans brake. We've already got that set up for the ECU, that's good. But we also then have to set up this to interrupt the trans brake just for a very short period of time to allow the car to like bump forward kind of, you know, a foot at a time or 6 to 12 inches at a time. So that way we can bump it into stage and leave on full boost, but you know, immediately, because what happens is you'll bump into stage, the tree will come, it's like a pro tree, so all the ambers flash at the same time, so it's no countdown, it's flash and then you've got to leave. So you need to be on boost, full boost, ready to go the moment you bump into stage. So we need to be on it. All right, let's connect this plug up. I was going to go get the trailer, but I figure I need to do this first because the trailer is going to be hooked to the rest of the afternoon, and I still need to go pick up the tyres and stuff. So just balancing that workload. So it looks like I'm missing the plug I need, so I'm going to go for a trip down the road, but you don't need to see that, so I shall be back shortly. Alright, we'll just do the same with this one. Alright, fold the carpet back and I think we're done. Well, now that we've got our buttons all sorted, I was going to go pick up the tyres, but they're not ready, so they won't be ready till the morning, which is disappointing, but anyway, here's what it is. But we have to go pick up the trailer from Adam because he wants it gone, doesn't want to drag it all the way home again, so I get that. Let's go get ourselves a race trailer. So we're down at MPW, as usual, the place is full of hotties, you know, there's blown cover car over there, the Ute, Adam's 6-second Capri, you know, the Jim's Coyote twin turbo XY that they raced on the weekend, went 820, and that car's going to go 7s. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Adam's car just won drag challenge. Then you got All Show over here, which is one drag challenge weekend. And then just every hoist full of hotties, you know, it's just pretty amazing. And then they just run up this beautiful VL Calais on the dyno. Very cool little sleeper that is. I won't give away its secrets, but it is not what you expect. But anyway, let's grab this trailer and go see if it fits in the workshop. Okay. Well, this is fancy. The joys of hoists and rolling around on the floor in your mid-50s. Ooh. All right, let's see if this trailer is going to fit. Well, that's not too bad. She fits just fine. All right, we'll unhook her and I think that'll be us for today. So. Another day in paradise. Pretty sure today's bin day. I think we can all agree the 17s look much better. So we've given you a bit of a taste of what's involved in the Carnage Workshop yesterday, but it's just continuing on with getting this thing ready for Kenda. So I've already changed over the front tyres, obviously moved the big box out of our way as well, because you know that's the great thing about trailers, they're awesome, but also got to store them somewhere, which is always a bit of a pain. And then, yeah. We need to finish off the fire system on this thing today, and then Adam has just arrived and we're going to set up the bump button right now. So right now Adam's just setting up the bump button. So basically the bump button interrupts the trans brake for just like milliseconds. So he's got to basically work out how many milliseconds we need it to interrupt so we can bump it just like, you know, 6 inches, 12 inches forward at a time. So it's going to be hard to test in here because as soon as you bring it up onto boost, on the trans brake, on this surface, on this floor, it's not going to bump as much as just spin. But yeah, it is what it is. Fuck yeah! Yeah, cool. Right, now that Adam's done his part, I've got to try and get this fire system sorted and get that ready. Telf would really like it to be in the car for our racing. But, you know, if we run out of time, we run out of time, and we are running out of time. So my main problem right now is I've got the bottle location sorted, but I've still got a fuel filter in the way, and I haven't moved that yet, and I really need to. I put it back in place for a car cruise I went to a couple of weeks ago, but now I really need to get it sorted so I can mount the bottles in. We've got our new bottle cap for the compression side. So yeah, I need to stop faffing about and just get in and do it. But I don't want to, but I have to. It's one of those days. Anyway, all right, let's make it happen. Most of you guys have seen this process before, so I'm just going to do a speed run through it. Snip that, slide that over, fold back our braid. I wish they made these in a -10 size. Unfortunately, this only does -3, 4, 6 and 8. They need to make a -10 insert or something, a 10 to 12 or something. So we just need to get that nice and round. Slide that over. Push him in. And just got to tuck the Teflon away with the tip. Just the tip. Okay. That should be our fuel line. Actually wasn't too bad. What I'll do is a leak test now, and then we'll start bolting bottles and things. Beauty. So now that we've sorted out our fuel lines, it's time to get the rest of the fire system in, namely this activation button, which I'm going to mount down off the seat rail just down here. So I need to go make up a bracket for that to the fab area. We've mounted our bracket in there, she's solid as, so now we can slide this up and through it. Hopefully, it's not too much of a problem. It's solid. So now, even though you guys can't see the button, it'll be just boom, that'll activate the fire system. So we've got our fuel filter relocated, our fuel lines done, our bottle mounts are sorted. We mount our bottles now. We've got our fire system activation button sorted as well, and a nice solid mount. So that's ready to go. Now I've just got to finish off lines and fittings, and we'll have a working fire system for this thing. Other than that, we've just got to go pick up our tyres. I think they're ready now. We've got fuel to put in the trailer. We've got oil, spark plugs, all those sort of things we've got to load up. That'll happen tomorrow. But essentially we are ready for Kenda. This is going to be pretty exciting. This is going to be, you know, some serious racing. Try and mix it up with the big boys. We'll see how we go, but you're going to see that, hopefully, next week on Carnage.